All right. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, we are back for another week of Just a Fan podcast. What's up, Twan? What's good? What's good, man? Sorry for the delay, but stuff was going on, but we're good now.
Oh,
All
to
right.
be honest with you, I was helping my son with his homework. That's what it was. I had to, yeah, that's what it was.
Yep, there you go. What's up, Donald?
Done right.
All right, so man, look, well, as I said last week, as we was closing out the show, expect some head coaches to get fired, and that's exactly what happened. But before we get into all that, let's go and introduce ourselves for the ones who don't know us, because I know because sometimes we have new people on here. What's up, Eric James?
Hey Jay, what's up, brother?
All right, here we go. Y'all know who I am, Coach Williams, NFL Encyclopedia, the Wildcat quarterback that runs this thing, future Hall of Famer. That direction, panel 316, the good guy with the black cat. He says, New Year, same me. Hey,
Ain't nothing changed.
Ain't nothing changed.
Ain't nothing changed. I'm still raising hell.
There you go. All day, 24/7, 365, 366 leap year. Let's go.
Telling the truth, no matter how uncomfortable it makes you.
That's right. Let's go. Facts over feelings. Man. Well, 5 head coaches.
Get to it, yeah, we got to get to it because we knew it was coming. Well, there was some things we didn't know was coming. But
5 head coaches got fired and some coordinators got fired, but we don't never cover coordinators. We cover head coaches. So this one came out of nowhere. Out of 18 years in Baltimore, winning 1 Super Bowl, always at least minimum a conference round contender, minimum, every year. Okay? John Harbaugh had this Ravens team legit. They were legit. They've been a legit football team under him. Okay? Man, I guess just after 18 years, man, you know, they didn't want to run it back because Harbaugh said, I want to run it back with my offensive coordinator and defensive coordinator. From what I understand, it was a lot of no's, even from players. And so that was a large reason why he was let go. Me, I would have kept him. I like the OC. I don't think they're the problem. I think they need we've said on here before and in the group chat, they need a bona fide number 1 receiver. They need a Jamar Chase type receiver, a Justin Jefferson type receiver, one of those kind of players. And they keep bringing in these old players. No disrespect to DeAndre Hopkins, but DeAndre Hopkins is not what he was 3-4 years ago. He's not. Okay? I know Zay Flowers been making it to the Pro Bowl. Good. Congratulations. He's still not someone who you sit there and say, damn, I really got a game plan for him. Okay?
Yeah, nobody's doing that.
Nobody's doing that. And the defense has not been the same since Mike McDonald has become the head coach of Seattle. But to fire John Harbaugh to me is a surprise. And from what I already understand, more than 6 teams have inquired for John Harbaugh. Mm-hmm. Now, obviously, there's 7 openings, but Baltimore's not going to bring him back because they just fired him. So if it's more than 6 teams that inquire about John Harbaugh, that means there's some teams who are thinking about it. They teeter-tottering. They're sitting on that fence.
I don't know what they teeter-tottering about because I'm sorry. I'm gonna let you finish your monologue because I'm finna go in on this topic because I have a lot to say about this.
I understand, but they teeter-tottering on if Harbaugh is part. Well, they probably trying to figure out what to do with their current head coach, who might be on the borderline. And there are some teams who really have coach on the borderline because Indianapolis, the owner came out and she said that the GM and Shane Steichen, the head coach, are on the hot seat.
And that's a whole other topic because I'm gonna get to that too. But
Zach Taylor
Because he got fired, but we're gonna talk about that too.
Zach Taylor is still protected because Joe Burrow and Jamar Chase and all them say keep him here. Okay, but to me, he's on the hot seat. Even though Mike McDaniel feels like he's protected, I'm not so sure because usually GMs want their own head coach.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so like I said, there's more than 6 teams that are looking at John Harbaugh. Eric, what do you think about all this, man? You got the floor, my guy.
It's a whole lot. So first thing first, let's talk about who actually got fired. John Harbaugh's firing. We saw a lot. What up, Q? John Harbaugh's firing was ridiculous. And there's a lot of media pundits and talking heads. It's like, well, we could see it coming because they weren't able to get to another super. Let me tell you something. In the coaching world in the NFL, if you haven't noticed by now within the last 20 years, Pickens is slim for finding a good coach. Pickens is slim. Look at the rate. The Raiders are tied up in over $50 million in paying off coach salaries. They didn't fire about 5-6 coaches in the last 5 years.
Who?
Yeah, because they can't find one.
And the Raiders. The right man. Shoot.
I'm gonna get to Pete Carroll in a minute, but because rightfully so, they should never hired him. But I'm gonna get to that in a minute. John Harbaugh won the Baltimore Ravens a Super Bowl. I know it was a while back. I get that. It was 2013, 2013, something like that.
2012 regular season.
I get it. It is, 12 years ago. I get that. But listen to me. Every single year, this man has been coaching this team. The Baltimore Ravens have been in the conversation before a snap of the regular season is even played. They're in the conversation as Super Bowl contenders, one of the best teams in the AFC. Are they not? Every single year.
Hey, listen.
There are teams who wish they could be in the conversation, just be in the, what they say what was that, Hamilton? Is that Hamilton? To be in the room where it happens. The song, yeah. There are teams that wish they could be in the room. Okay? I wish they could be talking about us before the season started being what. Because most of the time, everybody, when they had their preseason picks or whatever, they'll pick maybe they top 4 AFC teams and they top 4 NFC teams. Baltimore's always in that top 4. They're always in that conversation. You fired a coach that kept you in that conversation every year.
Every year.
You refused to draft an alpha dog receiver. You paid money to a almost washed tight end in Mark Andrews, but didn't want to extend someone like an Isaiah Likely who has way more tread on the tire and way more explosiveness. But you gonna point fingers at John Harbaugh? Make it make sense. No, it don't make sense. You can't make it make sense. And I know there's some people, and I've heard about it, from the fellas on the podcast that live in the area, as Baltimore fans talking about, yeah, we glad he gone. And all of us, listen, man. Y'all are living in delusion. Okay? Because there is a high probability that whoever you bring in is not going to do the job that John Harbaugh did. You're going to get worse before you get better, Baltimore. You just took yourself out of the conversation. You took yourself out of the conversation because now you got to find a new head coach. You got to rebuild that entire coaching staff because, when you fire a head coach, newsflash people, when you fire a head coach, the whole staff goes with them.
Yep.
Okay. You gotta get a whole new coaching staff. Now, when you bring in that new coach and a new coaching staff, now you're probably looking at completely different schematic changes in the team. So now you gotta rip up root and stem what you got going on in that roster and pretty much start over when you didn't have to. You were a field goal kick out of the playoffs for missing the playoffs. And who knows what you might have been able to do. Okay. But the point is that this man deserved better. I don't know the exact statistics, but I'm pretty sure Brandon could probably pull it up at the top of his head. He was in Baltimore 18 years. How many years were they in the playoffs out of those 18 years, Brandon?
Ooh, let's go. Let's go. Let's look
I'm
that
pretty sure. I'm pretty sure it was most of them years.
Of course, I'm sure it was.
Yeah. So, but you gonna get rid of a coach because see that's the fickleness of we talk about this all the time on this podcast. The fickleness of fandom. We talk about the hypocrisy of fandom and the fickleness of fandom. And the fickleness is, oh well, we ain't we ain't do this. You fire him. He need to go. Yeah, we ain't get the Super Bowl. Fire him. He need to go. Listen, let me tell you something. I'll put it to you like this. We talked about this off the air. You marry a woman. You've been with this woman X number of years, probably over a decade. Let's say you've been married to 18 years. Okay. She's faithful. She cooks. She cleans. She's intelligent. She got her degrees. She know how to make her own money, but she's steady taking care of you. Okay. She take care of the kids. She take care of the house. Those women are hard to find nowadays. Okay. But you got this woman. She been with you for 18 years. She take care of you, if you know what I mean. Like all the kind of ways you need to be taken care of. Okay. All right. She puts on about 20 pounds and you divorce her. You think you finna go out after you've been married for 18 years? You probably in your late 40s now and go find something better than her?
Negative Ghost Rider.
I kind of doubt it. That's the divorce between the Baltimore Ravens and Jim Harbaugh. Your woman that put on 20 pounds, you need to love them 20 pounds. Or either say, hey, baby, you know what? I didn't put on some weight too. Let's go running together. Let's go work out together. We gonna make this work, sugar. That's what she do. Because I recognize what you have done these 18 years of this marriage. I recognize how well you've helped raise our kids. I recognize that the house ain't falling apart. I recognize that everything is where it's supposed to be in the house. I recognize that you ain't looking at another man. So, baby, that's all right that you got a little more cushion for the pushing, honey. That's all we care about. Let's go work out. And guess what? In translating that to football, let's go find an alpha receiver. Hey, let's fix this. Let's go sign somebody that can provide an adequate pass rush. Secondary look tight. Let's work on this front seven. Roquan doing a good job. Let's go get another linebacker. Let's make this work. Because we know what you can do. We've seen what you can do. So 12 out of the 18 years he was coaching the Baltimore Ravens, they've been in the playoffs. And one of those years they won it all.
67% of the time.
67% of the time. And you fire that.
You complaining about that? 67.
And again, there are teams. Hell, there's a team in your division. We finna get to that next. There's a team in your division that wishes they could be in the conversation every year, like y'all are. There's teams all over the league. I got a friend of mine right now. He's a Dolphins fan. Shout out Juan Ramos. I got a friend. He's a Dolphin fan. I'll be like, hey, man, the Dolphins might do the man. He'd be like, F the Dolphins. Because he just know. He just know the Dolphins, man. I ain't shaking for that. I mean, that's my team, but man, F the Dolphins. That's how he be. And that's a team right there. Like, man, wishes they could be in the conversation. Not just every year, but just every now and then. Hey, man, in a 5-year span, we in the conversation 3 of them 5 years. They would love it. Okay, now we got something to build on. Let's go. Hey, man, made it to the wild card round this year. Okay, next year we made it to the divisional round. All right, let's shoot for this conference championship, man. They got fans all over the country of teams that don't have had nowhere near what you've had. But your bougie ass wanted to fire the coach that had you in the playoffs 12 out of 18 years and then won you a Super Bowl. And hoisted Lombardi. Come on now. Baltimore, y'all, you're ingrateful. And I hope Harbaugh get a job tomorrow. And then I hope he come back to Baltimore and whoop y'all tail all up and down the field. Because he did not. Out of all the coaches, so you look at this list of coaches that got fired, he's the one. I remember when the news broke, I was getting my hair cut. I got a nice fade. Check it out. I was getting my hair cut, and my barber was edging me up. And every black barbershops, they got TVs on with sports on everything. And it comes across the TV. The Ravens have fired John Harbaugh and the whole barbershop. Y'all, I live in Houston. Don't nobody give a damn about no Ravens in Houston. But the whole barbershop was like, yo, what? What? Everybody was tripping. I told my barber, I said, before you react, I grabbed his hand because he had them edges right here. He's about to have my edge up here somewhere. I was like, go ahead and react. I know it's crazy. Go and do y'all your reacting and everything, and then go ahead. I didn't clippers like this. Just had his wrist like that with them clippers in his hand. So yeah, but the whole barbershop erupted because everybody, man, I can't believe that, dog. I can't believe everybody was saying it. It's like, how you gonna fire that man? Everybody. And you know how barbershops are. If you don't know how barbershops are, I don't know what to tell you. Everybody got an opinion about something when we're talking about sports. And it'd be like 13 different opinions. That was the one time I've ever been in a barbershop and everybody had the same, everybody was on one accord. Everybody was like, what the hell, man? That dude, come on, bro. That man had him in the playoffs every year. You miss it one time, you gonna fire the man? People was just losing it. And again, I live in Houston. Nobody care about the Ravens. But at that point, it's like people recognize fair as fair. They recognize stuff when it's wrong. When you see something wrong, you're going to say something. So, John Harbaugh, I ain't going to even try to wish you the best because you know what? If you ever come across this and watch this John Harbaugh, I'm looking in the camera talking to you. I ain't worried about you because I know you're going to land somewhere. You're going to do good. Do your thing, boy. Let's move on.
All right. Standing division, we have another head coach firing, and this one, even though he won Coach of the Year twice, this should not come as a surprise.
Nope.
Because you have to know how to deal with the quarterback situation. You an offensive-minded coach. You come from that Shanahan tree. Okay?
Mike Shanahan. Look, Mike Shanahan is alive, but he want to dig a hole, get in a grave so he can roll around in it for the way you acting.
Jesus.
Oh, I'm on one today. It's a new year. It's 2026. Damn it, let's go.
Jesus H. Christ. What are we gonna do with it? What are we gonna do with pandemonium, y'all? What are we gonna do?
Love me or leave me. I don't care. New Year, same me.
Jesus H. Christ. All right, here we go.
I'm gonna raise hell.
All right, here we go. Kevin Stefanski has been fired by the Cleveland Browns. Now, you have in the offseason 4 quarterbacks. Okay, you start off with 2 and then you draft 2. The 2 you start off with is Joe Flacco and Kenny Pickett. Okay, no problem. You draft a quarterback in the 3rd round in Dylan Gabriel? Not ideal, but okay, no problem. Then you decide to go get another quarterback in the 5th round in Shedeur Sanders, who's really better than the 3rd round quarterback in Dylan Gabriel. But okay, again, no problem. Then you said Joe Flacco's going to be the starting quarterback. Okay, veteran quarterback starting, 1 Super Bowl ring, 1 Super Bowl MVP, has had success in the league. Okay, no problem. Eventually, you get rid of Kenny Pickett. Okay, no problem. Then you say, okay, I want to start Kenny Pickett and get rid of Joe Flacco. I'm not Kenny Pickett, Dylan Gabriel, and then get rid of Joe Flacco. Okay. Well, let's see what Dylan Gabriel could do. Okay, well, what Dylan Gabriel does is not good enough. So then at that point, you should have started Shedeur Sanders. Dylan Gabriel gets hurt. You are forced to put Shedeur Sanders in there. Here's the thing. You don't give Shedeur Sanders the proper reps that he deserved. Because at that point, or at least a little bit ahead of schedule, you just let Shedeur Sanders keep taking scout team reps instead of getting better, or at least getting familiar with the ones. So Now you have a problem. Not Houston, we have a problem. Cleveland, y'all have a problem. Okay? So now Shador Sanders have shown that he can be a starting quarterback. Okay? But in my opinion, the guy still needs some help. Jerry Judy's not a bona fide number one receiver. You have a veteran tight end and David Njoku, not bad. You have an up and coming tight end and Harold uh, Fannin. I can't remember the boy's last name is, but I know it starts for F.
Fanning.
Yeah, okay, cool. All right, I was right. Okay. But he needs a true number one receiver to help him out. And they had a good running back in Quinshon Jenkins when he was on the field. Eric, tell us what you think about Kevin Stefanski getting fired, even though he won Coach of the Year twice. And go.
Well, have you ever seen the movie Tombstone? Came out in 1993. Kurt Russell, Val Kilmer. It's a classic. It's a modern Western classic. It's about the Earp brothers and their feud with the Cowboys in Tombstone, Arizona. You ever seen that?
No, I haven't.
Okay, you're missing out. I'm a huge cinephile, by the way. I love movies. But anyway, there was a scene in the movie. This is after the gunfight at OK Corral, and the Cowboys were the villains of the movie. They got their revenge, and they shot Wyatt Earp's brother Morgan. All this happened in history, by the way. This really happened. It's based on true events. And they got the brothers coughing on the stagecoach, and they packing up all their stuff, and they finna leave Tombstone. All the Earps acting like they leaving Tombstone. Wyatt Earp rides past Curly Bill Brocious, who's the leader of the Cowboys. And he says, I want you to know it's over. Curly Bill looks at him and goes, well, bye. That line resonates with me more than I'm your Huckleberry. That's how I feel about Kevin Stefanski, and a lot of us who have been watching the Cleveland Browns, because most of us watched the Cleveland Browns this season just because of Shador Sanders.
That's right.
Let's be honest. Cleveland got more airtime and got more watch time than they've ever gotten because Shador Sanders was on that team. And I think the front office is starting to realize that too. Okay. He, in my opinion, sabotaged Shador Sanders because he was in it. Okay, if I can't have it my way, I'm going to just knock all this over. Like a petulant little child. I'm not trying to make him look good because I didn't even want him on the team. I'm mad we drafted him in the 5th round. So I'm going to go, what game was that where they took the ball out of his hand? Games on the line. I think it was 2-point conversion, something like that.
Oh, that game.
Took the ball out of his hand. And he was hot that game. Now, let me be fair. Shador Sanders got a lot of learning to do. He still has a lot of improvement to do. Nobody's saying Shador Sanders is all that. But in the grand scheme of things, given what you have in your quarterback room, by far, you know that Shador Sanders is the best quarterback you have on your team. A responsible coach is going to say, okay, he the best I got. I didn't really pick him. But you know what? We're going to make this work. We're going to make this work. Okay, let's see. What does he do well? All right, let me draw plays that he does well so we can be successful. Let me do this. Also, let me go ahead and put praise on him because at the end of the day, if he looks good, guess what? I look good. Nobody needs to know that I didn't really want it. So that was stupid on Stefanski's part because he made himself look bad by making Shador Sanders look bad. People in the comment section, please make sure you like, subscribe, and comment. And, comment on what you think. Did Kevin Stefanski sabotage Shador? Shador will get through this fanning. Did you mean to do that? Are you just saying this Shador will get through this? Yeah, he'll get through this, especially if he has a better coach, a coach that's there for him. Now, that's up to the Cleveland Browns, but y'all know Cleveland Browns are a poverty franchise and they make bad decisions. Let's see what they do.
They might hire Jason Garrett or something.
if they get a developer of quarterbacks, they're going to be okay. What's something Cleveland has that's pretty good already? A defense. If I'm the new head coach of the Cleveland Browns, I'm retaining Jim Schwartz.
Oh, no doubt. No doubt.
You're not going nowhere. No. Don't clean your office out. Keep your office. You stay right here. We're gonna be all right. We're gonna have a top 10 defense, and I'm gonna get this offense in shape. And I'm gonna cultivate and develop and nurture Shedeur Sanders so we can see his full potential. And guess what? In a division like the North, the Ravens just fired their coach. We don't know what they're gonna be. The Steelers have a geriatric at quarterback. We don't know what they're gonna be. And then the Bengals still can't figure out that they need to draft the defense and offensive line. So guess what?
And the Bengals players want to keep the head coach who should have been let go.
That's another one should have been let go. We're gonna talk about the ones that got fired, and we're gonna talk about ones that should be fired. But yeah. So you got a chance to make a move with whoever goes and takes that position, but they can't be meddled with by the front office. They got to let them do their thing. But Stefanski, that's one of the ones, I got a couple of them here that's like, well, bye. Harbaugh's not one of them, but the rest of them kind of like, yeah, go ahead. So Stefanski can go for the betterment of the development of Shedeur Sanders. He did sabotage him, but Shedeur proved to be a better person. Yeah, he showed him to be a player with some potential and just a better person.
High character. He took the high road.
He very much took the high road. So, hats off to Shedeur Sanders. And I hope you get a I hope you get a coach that can develop you and make you into the quarterback that you have potential of being. Because nobody buying no damn Cleveland Brown jerseys. Even with the sack leader, Myles Garrett, on the team, nobody was buying Cleveland Brown jerseys. Nobody was watching Cleveland Brown games. But as soon as Shedeur started, hey, Cleveland on. Let me see what they're going to do. Let me see what Shedeur going to do. People weren't even calling them the Browns. They was calling them Shedeur and them. Shedeur and them. E-N-E-M. Apostrophe N-E-M. Shedeur and them on at 12. Check them out before my team play. A lot of people was doing that because they may not be Cleveland Browns fans, but there was a lot of people that were Shedeur fans. And y'all know I'm telling the truth. There's a lot of people that are Shedeur fans because I don't think there's any in between on Shedeur Sanders. I think you either love him or you hate him. And if you hate him, you're just a hater. I don't know what to tell you. Because that's another thing about the hypocrisy of fandom. And I'm going to get off my soapbox in a minute, but we talk about the hypocrisy of fandom. Because the same type of stuff that you claim that Shedeur is, that you hate about him, you praise Baker Mayfield for. And I'm done. Let's go to the next one. Oh, yeah, I'm on one today. Yeah. It's 2026. Let's go.
This next one was a one-and-done situation. This one happened in the AFC West.
He signed his pink slip the minute he picked his quarterback. But go ahead. I'm gonna let you. You want me to start, or you want to start? Because I'm gonna do the skit that we did offline. You want me to go ahead and start? I can go ahead and start.
Hold on, Pete Carroll got fired by the Raiders at 73 years old, one and done.
Yep, 77.
Whatever, 73, 77, whatever, 70 something.
He is the Joe Biden of coaches. So yeah, hey man, nice guy and everything. Nice guy,
full of energy.
But you're just old, man. You didn't hire Captain America after Infinity War. He's sitting by the lake about to give Sam the shield. No, come on, man. But no, this is how it went. Beginning of the season. Y'all ready?
Beginning of the season.
Here's the scene. Okay, so Pete, we're glad to have you here, and we like you to go ahead and be the coach of the Las Vegas Raiders, and the Raiders. We think you can do some things. What are some things you want to do right off the bat to help improve this team? Well, because he chewed his gum. Well, I think I want to draft that kid out of Boise State at running back. He's a stud. Oh, Ashton Jensen. Yeah, that's okay. Good. Good. Yeah, no, that's that. Yeah, that's because we've been without a good running game since Josh Jacobs left, and that was our fault. We let him out the building because we the Raiders and we stupid. But yeah, okay, yeah, all right. Ashton Jeanty, I'm gonna jot that down. We're gonna try to draft him. That's good. Okay. What else, Pete? Well, at quarterback, I was thinking of doing a big change, going after trading for, going after a guy that I really think is going to be really good for this team. We don't really like retreads, but then again, we are the Raiders. We do like retreads. We like getting people past their prime. So, hey, what do you have in mind? Geno Smith. Who? Geno Smith. I'm bringing in Geno Smith. Geno Smith. Yes. Who's never won a playoff game in his career. Yes. Okay, Pete, you know we finna fire your ass if this don't work out right. Oh, it'll work out. It'll be great. It'll be fine. Geno Smith, we're gonna win the AFC West. Okay, with Geno Smith. Okay, dementia. Yeah, okay. I'm gonna write that down. All right. Okay, Pete, you know what? We're gonna give you the keys, and you bring in Geno Smith. Just know, we just want you to know what's gonna happen if this turn out like we think it's gonna turn out. Because we the Raiders, we fire people every year. We start over every year because we the Raiders. Go ahead, Pete. And that's what happened. Geno Smith came in there, and Geno Smith like he ain't never Geno Smith before. Like he's never Geno'd before.
Well, there's a lot of stuff that went wrong. First of all, the Raiders are now going to be paying 5 coaches because some people don't know is that even though a coach is fired, you still have to pay the rest of that contract. Mm-hmm. So they are paying 5 coaches a combined total of $50 million, and they are not in the building. Let me say that again. You're paying 5 people. I don't care if they're coaches or whatever you want to call them. Okay, they can be coaches, they can be janitors, they can be booger pickers, whatever. They getting paid to clip their toenails. Okay.
Yeah. So here's a rundown.
5 guys.
Here's a rundown. You ready?
$50 million. Go ahead.
John Gruden paid out $10 million.
Still paying him
on his salary.
Still paying him.
Antonio Pierce, $8 million.
Still paying him.
Okay. Josh McDaniels, who nobody should ever hire to be a head coach ever again in life. $10 million.
Still paying him.
Yeah. Chip Kelly.
Still paying it. Well, offensive coordinator, but still paying him.
$6 million. Pete Carroll, you ready? $16 million.
Still paying him.
Raiders, you are by far the richest, most poorest poverty franchise ever. That's why when Raider fans talk noise to me, I just be like, but y'all the Raiders though. That's my clapback. That's the only clapback I need. Y'all the Raiders. Name one great front office decision you've made within the last 20 years. I'll wait. Well, we got Tom Brady. That has not paid off yet. Try again.
That's like saying Michael Jordan is in the front office of an NBA franchise.
Come on now.
Yeah, and look, Pete Carroll. I mean, the Raiders have been dysfunctional. Well, I know they were dysfunctional for a long time, but this year they fired a special teams coach in the middle of the season. I think they, I forgot they fired a defense coordinator in the middle of the season, but I know they fired an offense coordinator, Chip Kelly, in the middle of the season, who's now the OC at Northwestern University in college. But the main mistakes was hiring his son, especially one of them to be an offensive line coach, which looks to be a terrible idea because their offensive line couldn't block anybody. I think if me, Eric, Steve, and Tristan was out there, we would have gotten pressure on Geno Smith. Mm-hmm. Now,
I still got a couple.
Hey, look, man. Hey, I'm a D-line coach, man. I can double swipe you all day long, man. Let's go, okay. But anyway, What was I gonna say? Oh, now to be fair, Pete Carroll did have success with Geno Smith in Seattle. But you know who the quarterback coach was? Dave Canales, who then went to Tampa Bay, became the OC, and got the most out of Baker Mayfield,
and is now getting the most out of Bryce Young,
and now getting Carolina as the head coach, getting the most out of Bryce Young.
even though they in the playoffs with a losing record. But
So
that's another story.
Dave Canales maxed out Geno Smith, maxed out Baker Mayfield, and is working on Bryce Young. That was Dave Canales, not Geno Smith. Geno Smith should have never been a quarterback. Matter of fact, Geno Smith needs to be holding the clipboard for the rest of his career. And when I say holding the clipboard, I don't even mean second string quarterback. I mean he need to be emergency.
Oh, you're talking about like in sweats?
Yeah, emergency.
Yeah.
Hold the clipboard and just say, "Hey, coach, whenever you need a clipboard, I got it right here for you." That's all you need to do. Or you can go and retire and enjoy your retirement checks and your pension and all that other stuff. Not a problem.
When they said that they were going to bring in Geno Smith, all I could think about is that scene on Menace to Society with Bill Duke. Now, see, you know you didn't effed up, right? That's all I can think of. Like, but yeah, so yeah, once again, for like the 5th, 6th, 7th, 8th, 9th, 10th year in a row, the Raiders are rebuilding. Okay. Now let's stay on the West Coast a little bit and let's talk about the Arizona Cardinals. Do you remember when we did, Brandon, our division by division breakdown, and we got to the NFC West, and we had those Cardinals fans in the chat box that were just like, "Yeah, we gonna do this," and yeah, San Fran don't want none, Seattle don't want none. Hey, Big Break, hey, welcome back.
Glad to see him.
Yeah. Oh man, you missed it because we talking about the NFC West right now. But you know, we did our division by division, and we got to the NFC West show, and there was some Cardinal fans all in there. Just, yeah, we ain't scared of the Rams, we ain't scared of the Seahawks. Mm-hmm. We gonna do this to San Fran, and got swept by all of them. Mm-hmm. They had a whopping 0-6 division record. Forget about the record in general. Their division record was 0-6. And even the Giants won some division games. Hell, they won one this weekend. But they even, how you go 0-6 in the division, man? You gonna get fired. You're gonna get fired. You had Jacoby Brissett, who actually made your defense look somewhat discernible. I mean, offense, look discernible. Like, okay, there it is. Well, okay, they didn't win, but I could tell what the offense was trying to do. That didn't look too bad, when Brissett was there,
Right.
You got a $19 million bonus that you have to pay Kyler Murray, who probably won't be on the roster next year.
Oh, definitely not.
And again, there are your Arizona Cardinals, ladies and gentlemen. So again, Jonathan Gannon, excuse me, I said Rich Gannon. Rich probably would have coached the team better. Jonathan Gannon, you can go. Rich Gannon probably came in there and actually taught Kyler Murray how to be a quarterback. But, that's neither here nor there.
Kyler Murray need to go play baseball. But anyway, listen. I think Gannon, I think his biggest mistake was keeping Kyler Murray because the contract situation happened when Cliff Kingsbury was still the head coach. And they begged him to stop playing video games and start watching film. When you come in as a new head coach, and the way Kyler Murray's contract was still structured, it was still structured that you can get out of it. But you kept him.
You kept hanging on.
And you knew what he was. You should have gotten rid of him. There's nothing wrong with cutting your ties and trying to find yourself a different quarterback. So now the Cardinals will have a new head coach, a new quarterback to be determined. I've said it. I just said it, and I know I probably said it on the show before, but I'm gonna say it now. Kyler Murray needs to go play baseball and be a pitcher. Forget football. He's not a quarterback.
Shortstop. I mean, okay. I'm sorry. That was low hanging fruit. I had to take that.
Hey, listen.
Shortstop is. Yeah. I'm sorry.
I understood the joke from the jump. I understood. But it's just the fact that this team is going to go through changes again. Yeah, man. I don't know what to say about Arizona. But again, another poverty franchise. The only time they weren't in poverty was when Kurt Warner was a starting quarterback, Larry Fitzgerald was that wide receiver, and they went to the Super Bowl, lost to Pittsburgh. But ever since then, they've gone back to being who they are. They don't know what to do. They don't draft well. Now they drafted a few players here and there over the years.
Yeah, I was going to say that there are a couple of
I mean, listen. Yeah. Now they drafted Hassan Reddick, but they didn't use Hassan Reddick correctly.
Yeah. But I'm thinking you got Buda Baker, you got Jamie Bryant, you get guys like that. The rookie corner,
Will Johnson,
who if he stays healthy, he's going to be a good one.
Yeah,
there's some good players on that team.
No, it is. But now you tell this head coach is going to come in and he's going to want his players, especially at quarterback. I don't know who that quarterback's going to be because
complete upheaval.
The quarterback position for free agency, even the draft is not all that great. It's not all that great. Matter of fact, I would hang on to Jacoby Brissett as long as I can. I would.
If you want to draft a quarterback, I think yeah, you're right, Big Brick. The Cardinals all been off to the Raiders. They got some pieces to work with.
Right, they do.
But it's going to be determined upon what the new coach wants, because he may come in there and say, yeah, these guys don't fit my scheme at all and y'all gotta go. It could be that. It really could be that. Or it could be somebody say, okay, I can work with this and I got, I mean, you got a guy like a Walter Nolan at defensive tackle, Baker, you got some guys there to be fair. But no, Gannon was not the answer, and Kyler Murray ran into the ground. And also, my thought process would be to keep Jacoby Brissett as a bridge quarterback and draft a guy.
Yes,
that will be, and Jacoby can start all next year and let young guy learn, because again, and looking for Tristan to come on pretty soon. But a quarterback guy is going to tell you, hey, this class is kind of mid, so there might be some gems in there, just not guys that's ready to start right away. So I think that might be the move for the Cardinals. But let's move on to the East Coast, to good old Georgia. Chris Olave says Spencer Rattler deserves a shot at starting again with another team. Hello, Arizona. Yeah. Spencer Rattler could go out there. I mean, there are a lot of quarterback hungry teams, and there are going to be some when the offseason starts, because I think after what Houston gets through doing to Aaron Rodgers this weekend, he gonna want to retire. I fervently believe that if Houston's pass rush does what I think they can do, and I don't want to spoil Pando's picks. It's not very long because there ain't that many games, but yeah, Pittsburgh's gonna need a quarterback. Got some places gonna need a quarterback. So yeah, that's a good point. That's a good point. Thank you, Eric James. But let's go ahead and go on down to Georgia. The Devil went down to Georgia and fired Raheem Morris
and the general manager. Now, this is coming from. So the reports towards the end of the final weekend of the season was that Matt Ryan was getting ready to come in and have a role in the front office. Now, I wasn't thinking about anything. I just said, okay, whatever, roll in the front office. Let's see what he does. And next you know, Raheem Morris is fired. And then the general manager's fired. And it didn't dawn on me until the GM was fired that this definitely came from Matt Ryan. Now, it seemed like there was a lot of dysfunction in the front office. So some other people got fired in that front office as well. But everybody's out. And Matt Ryan's voice was heard clearly. Okay. Now, Raheem Morris only coached 2 years in Atlanta. The GM's been there for a while, and he drafted some guys in the first round from Kyle Pitts, who finally had a big season, to Michael Penix Jr., to Drake London, to B. John Robinson.
AJ Terrell.
I don't think he drafted Terrell.
Terrell he's in his 5th season.
Well, they didn't. Well, when I saw the list, they didn't mention Terrell.
Okay.
Maybe. Yeah, and who wasn't even the first round.
And they humiliated Matt Stafford in that week 16, week 17 game. Humiliated Matt Stafford.
And they drafted James Pierce and Jalen Walker in the first round.
Well, I when you have a track record of drafting like that, it's not the GM's fault. He should have.
And by the way, I think Pierce had like 10 sacks on the season, while Walker had like 5.5.
That's another, in my opinion, it's under the radar, but it's another unjust firing.
Yes.
It's like Matt Ryan coming in here and he gonna clean everything up. Listen, I'm tell you now. Hey, what up, Kevin? Listen, Matt Ryan was a great quarterback. Yeah, I agree too, Big Brick. He said Matt Morris getting fired was a
bad call by Atlanta. Yep.
It's not up there with the Harbaugh firing, but it is kind of like what are you doing? And they'll probably justify it was like we couldn't even win this weak winnable division, blah blah blah. But I'm like, okay, but you're building something, because what I saw in these last few weeks of the season, when Atlanta had long since been eliminated, they were still playing hard. That says a lot to coaching. That's your coaching. When the team does something like that, like, hey, we out of it, but we gonna play like we still in the thick of it, and pulled out some upsets in the process. So that is the Raheem Morris I feel some type of way about, but I'm really upset about the GM. Because the GM made some great picks that were essential building blocks to a team that could be dangerous in the future. So, I don't agree with that firing at all.
I don't either. And they're not going to have Penix for a long time next season because of his injury. I think it was a torn ACL.
Yeah, because I think if I'm not mistaken, I could be wrong, but I think it's the same knee from college.
Ooh.
If I'm not mistaken, I have to look and see, but I think it's that same knee, which is not good. Because I don't think he was having a bad season.
He wasn't.
Yeah.
And he needs time. I mean, the way the players have played this year, especially Pitts, just finally getting it. Now, it is a contract year for him, so maybe that's why he's finally getting it. But
Raheem Morris is a very good defensive coordinator.
Yeah. So as long as you have the offensive coach to make that happen, especially if you get Penix back and Kyle Pitts hopefully continues to play the way he's been playing, and you got Drake London and B. John Robinson, you have some more pieces on offense, you have some more pieces on defense. Man, you can dominate that weak division, because it looked like Todd Bowles going to stay in Tampa Bay, but how much longer? Carolina, they took a step forward this year. Okay.
I think they're going to continue to get better.
Right. The Saints got stronger towards the end of the season.
Now you got Tyler Shough looking like, he might be something. The jury's still out on him, in my opinion, but he did play well in the last third of the season, he played
Right.
pretty well.
Exactly. So now with these young guys, and you have to bring in a new GM, new head coach. What's that going to look like? Does that set your team back? I think it sets them back.
It's always going to say, very rarely. Listen to me now. I'm not saying listen to you, Brandon. I'm saying people at home listen.
Yeah, I know.
Very rarely do you bring in a coach that's going to automatically elevate your team. It's always a work in progress because usually there's big schematic changes happening. And with schematic changes, you're going to be dealing with personnel changes. So now you got to flip the roster. The continuity is lost as opposed to, well, you got a coach that was, okay, they made the playoffs, but they were building. They were showing they were getting a little bit better. You retain Raheem Morrison at GM. Maybe next year they win the division. But now, if you look at it, so the only thing I can see about Atlanta to grow from this change is bringing in John. Yeah, but again, you bring in John Harbaugh, probably talking about a completely different schematic change, though. That's the thing. So you're going to step back before you step forward. You're going to step back before you step forward, unless you're taking over a team that was just absolute dog water, like the Raiders. You taking over that team, you ain't got nowhere to go but up. So that's good for anybody that's coming in there. But when you're talking about a team like Atlanta, that, to be fair, was below average. I'm not gonna say they were bad. They were just below average. They were just below. They were right below mediocre. You look at a team like that you can go somewhere with that. You don't fire a guy because the team's mediocre. Or a team's just below mediocre. But now you're talking about bringing in somebody else, you're talking about a complete schematic change most of the time. Unless you can find somebody that can come in and run a facsimile of the same offense. Somebody can run in and come in and run a very good facsimile of that defense with very few changes. You're going to lose some of that continuity, and you're going to take a step back.
Definitely.
You're going to take a step back. How fast you can recover from that, it just depends on the coach. But Harbaugh and Morris, those are two guys I don't feel like should have gotten fired. And
I agree.
We could talk about coaches that retain their jobs that probably should have gotten fired. And then we could talk about the ones that, quote unquote, are on the hot seat that maybe don't deserve to be there. Shane Steichen, I don't believe deserves to be on the hot seat. I don't believe that. What happened to him was catastrophic. Now, I'm going to tell you like this. Cry me a river. I'm a Niners fan. We the most injured team in the NFL in the last 3 years. So, boo-hoo Colts. Boo-hoo Colts. But, being realistic, yeah, that's what happened. Daniel Jones was actually playing some good football. Jonathan Taylor was, I think, leading the league in rushing at one point. The defense was playing great.
Didn't Buckner get hurt?
DeForest Buckner was out for a while. He came back, but he was out for a while.
Yeah, and then
you lost both your starting corners.
Right, I was going to say you traded for Sauce Gardner. He was out. He
was out. Then Charvarius Ward was on concussion protocol for 18 weeks.
That's right, he was.
You can't blame the coach for that. You can't blame the coach for that. So saying he's on the hot seat, like, come on, bro. Because at one point they was world beaters before all those guys went down. He loses all his guys, and then now, hey, they're not cooking anymore. But hey, I ain't got no ingredients, which is gonna lead me into something I'm gonna talk about later. But the coach ain't got no ingredients. Shane Steichen does not deserve to be on anybody's hot seat. Let him get all his pieces back, and then if they crap the bed, then okay, hot seat. But no, that's not fair. Zach Taylor deserves to be on the hot seat. Me and Brandon fervently agree on that.
Agree. And the reason why he kept his job, and I said earlier in the show, Joe Burrow and Jamar Chase begged the front office to keep him around. Now, they've been needing a defense for the last 5 seasons. They've been needing an offensive line for the last 5 seasons.
Should have won a Super Bowl if they had a better offensive line.
Okay. And I've said on here before, their offense is limited. All they do is line up in shotgun and throw the football. There's no play action game. There's no screen game. It's just shotgun and throw, shotgun and throw, shotgun and throw.
It's very
predictable.
It's very predictable, very vanilla offense, and and you're probably saying, well, they score a lot of points and get a lot of yards because of the talent of the skill players.
Yeah.
If you, let's say you bring in somebody that really knows how to scheme with that talent, now that offense is ridiculous. You know, it's even better than what it was. But that offense is very vanilla, and they've been getting the ball with it off the talent of those players. So yeah, Zach Taylor, I would have fired Zach Taylor for just not shutting down Joe Burrow.
Joe Burrow, when there was nothing.
You lost your damn mind. No, he can't. No, sit down. We ain't got nothing to play for. The last thing we need, you just came off an injury. The last thing we need you to do is get hurt and be injured and still be injured by the start of the new season. Now we screwed.
And it was a serious injury too.
Yes.
Because even though now look, him and Brock Purdy both suffered turf toe. Brock Purdy's turf toe was on a lower level than Joe Burrow's. Joe Burrow's was like at level 3.
Right. That's nothing to play with. That's
right.
That's that, when you get to be in your 60s, you might have to get some toes cut off, turf toe, like Deion. But because that's actually what ended Deion Sanders' career, was a turf toe, really bad turf toe.
Yeah, it was.
So, it's nothing to play with. But if I'm coaching the Bengals, like, hey man, sit down. We ain't got nothing to play for. Sit down. But I want to show that no, you ain't got nothing to show. You ain't got nothing to prove. Everything you do right here is meaningless. So don't save your energy, get rested up, get all the way healthy. We're gonna hit them first thing next season. We're gonna try to find you a defense that can get you the ball back. We're gonna try to find you an offensive line that won't get you murdered. And then we gonna that should have been the plan. But he let him go out there. So yeah, the vanilla offense, and then let Joe Burrow go out there. Now, thank goodness Joe Burrow didn't get hurt. Thank goodness. But he ran that risk. You risking a top 10 quarterback in this league.
Exactly.
No. So anyway, we done talking about the dead. Let's talk about the living. We got some wild card games coming up this weekend. And let's go to Pando's picks.
Let's go.
All right, so last week was weird because people was pulling starters out. I lost my fantasy championship because of Josh Allen. I can't stand you because he started the game, played like 2 snaps, did like 2 handoffs, and then sat back down so he could keep his streak alive. And because of that, I had started him because my app was like, he's starting. I said, okay, I got this in the bag. And he came out the game, and I lost. John Leonard, that was not a legitimate win. I want a rematch next season. But anyway,
rematch.
Yeah. So, but yeah, I went well under 500 for the first time this season. Well under 500 for the first time this season because of all of the brouhaha and all of the crazy stuff that was going on with it. Well, we're not going to start these guys. Well, we got a 3:00 game, but the team we needed to win didn't win. So we out. So we're not going to start these guys. This crazy stuff. So yeah, 7-9. That's not me. Normally I'm 500 or higher. So, but anyway, wild card round. Now, what I'm about to say is these predictions that I'm about to make is where I take off my hat as a fan. And I look at this completely objectively with facts over feelings. And this is how I feel like these playoffs are going to go down. Starting off, we got the Rams at the Panthers. Panthers made the playoffs with a losing record. However, most of the games that they won were home games. The Panthers are a very, very strong home team. They got something to build on for next year. They playing with house money. It's one of these teams that's in the playoffs that's playing this weekend. I call it playing with house money because they have exceeded expectations. So there's no shame in them losing this game to the Rams this weekend, which they're going to do. Now, granted, Matt Stafford might throw a couple of picks
He might.
He throws a lot of turnover-worthy balls. People that love to glaze Matt Stafford. Oh, Matt Stafford's this and this, man. You ever sit down and watch him play? It's like this man, they get dropped. If every interception that he throws would get caught, he would lead the league. He currently leads the all-time history, the most pick sixes thrown. He's tied with Brett Favre for the most pick sixes thrown. A lot of people don't know that because they too busy just loving on oh, Matt Stafford. Oh, he's so wonderful. Oh, your fart smells so good. No, stop it. Okay, is Matt Stafford a good quarterback? Yes. Can Matt Stafford win you games? Yes, but let's stop putting him in that category with the Peyton Mannings and the Tom Brady's and all of those guys, the Drew Brees. Stop it right now. That being said, the Rams defense is good enough. They went to Carolina, took an L. They're not gonna let that happen again. I got the Rams over the Panthers. Panthers they're gonna sell their lives dearly. They're gonna be like the Greeks at Thermopylae or the Texans at the Alamo. They're gonna put in some work, but they're not gonna win. So I got the Rams over the Panthers. Now, I would not be heartbroken if the Panthers upset the Rams. I would not be heartbroken because I would be completely vindicated. You will see me on this show next week like, ha! But no. Yeah, I think Devontae Adams is coming back. Puka Nakua's annoying ass is going to be catching everything that's thrown at him. People are going to be throwing balls from outside from the parking lot into the stadium. He's going to be catching them. So, yeah, Rams on the Panthers. Okay. Moving on. This is probably going to be one of the most, I believe, one of the most hotly contested games of the weekend. This is the Packers going to Soldier Field to play the Bears. This is the rubber match. So you got the Packers and the Bears for a third time. Twan, you watching? Twan is our resident Bears fan. He's our regular, comes on the show. The Bears offense is rolling. They are sick with it. That running game is incredible. Caleb Williams is really starting to make some really impressive throws and make some smart decisions too with the football. Sometimes it's not about the passes that you complete. Sometimes it's the ones that you throw away because there's nothing there. You don't force nothing. So the Bears look good. That defense is a little suspect. I got money on the Panthers upsetting the Rams just due to the payout, and I hope the Panthers can upset them again. I would love to see that because screw the Rams. But yes, I agree with you, Brick. I'm still gonna go with the Rams. Common sense tells me to go with the Rams. This is not my feelings. This is common sense and logic that I'm going with. If I was going with my feelings, I'd probably pick this completely different. The Packers. Will Jordan Love start? Will Malik Willis start? I don't think that really matters, but they got a guy that's on defense on the Packers that they just brought in named Trayvon Diggs, and if he starts, I think Caleb Williams gonna have fun.
Cook.
Yeah, he gonna cook him. The Packers don't have quite the pass rush. They still have a good pass rush, but not quite as good as it was when Micah Parsons was healthy. And I think the Bears, they on a mission. Now, do I think they'll make it to the Super Bowl? Not this year, but they out to prove some people that, hey, we're here. And we're not going anywhere anytime soon. This is just the beginning. So the Bears are going to be a team to watch for the next few years, especially if Ben Johnson sticks around and they keep adding pieces. With that being said, I think the Bears win at home over the Packers. I think it's going to be a tight one-score game, kind of like the Niners and Bears game. I think it's going to be something like that. I think it's going to be a one-score game, high scoring.
Okay.
But I think the Bears find a way to pull it out. This next game, I think is going to be kind of meh. This is Bills coming down to Jacksonville coming down to Duval to play the Jags. I wasn't really sold on the Jags all season until they did what they did in Denver against Denver.
Mm-hmm.
That's when I was like, okay, you know what? They might be legit. Or it could just be a one-off. We don't know. One thing I do know is that the Bills do not have enough weapons to go up against the Jaguars defense.
Yeah, their
Those
outside
tight ends,
receivers just don't make. They don't create
the outside
separation.
receivers don't do enough. Brandon Cooks is going to do what he can, but it's mainly with the tight ends and the running game
James
with
Cook.
James Cook. Um,
Hmm.
I think if the Bills had some more weapons, then they could go tit for tat with a Sunshine. But I also don't trust the Bills defense because they so sometimey. One moment they look really good, next minute it's like they are leaking like a sieve. Like the third deck of the Titanic, they just leaking. So they're on the road. It's a hostile Jags atmosphere. The Jags ain't won nothing forever. They ain't been good in forever. So that fan base is gonna be nuts out there. I got the Jags over the Bills. So, and this could be another one-score game because Josh Allen gonna do Josh Allen type stuff. I feel like his defense is gonna let him down though.
And listen. I know Trevor Lawrence has gotten better, but Trevor Lawrence is still Trevor Lawrence. So
Trevor Lawrence still give you the ball now. You still be like, here, you want the ball? Here you go. So he'll still do that. But I don't think the Bills defense, it depends on which Bills defense shows up. But right now, I'm going with the home team, going with the Jags. This next game, Sunday evening, the Niners are traveling to Lincoln Financial to play the Eagles. Now, listen, and I'm going to say this with all sincerity. I'm not saying this as a fan. I'm saying this as someone who's really looking at the rosters and looking at the teams itself. If the Niners were completely healthy, they would go in and dog walk the Eagles like they did the last time they played them in the regular season. I think they put up 42 points on the Eagles. I think they would do that. The offense for the Niners is humming. However, you're missing two All-Pros on your defense in Nick Bosa and Fred Warner. You're also missing an important component in Michael Williams, the rookie defensive end. He's not an edge. He's a defensive end because his contribution to that defense was being able to stop the run. And ever since he's gone down, fun fact, the 49ers was sixth against the run when he was healthy. They dropped all the way to 26th after he So you can't tell me that rookie didn't have a lot to do with that. So he's out. Then you look at last week's game, they lost Tatum Bethune, who was the backup middle linebacker. He's out for the year. D. Winters is on a bad ankle. That's the weak side linebacker. So the healthy linebacking group for the 49ers consists of, listen to me now, consists of guys that were not on the 53-man roster at the beginning of the year. They signed Kaiser White from off the couch. They signed Eric Kendricks from off the couch. And it's like that does not bode well for an offense that loves to throw short and basically short crossers because they can't cover. The linebackers cannot cover. There's a question about the safeties for San Francisco too. So you got all these injuries. You got questions about the safeties. Then you go on to the other side of the ball. You look at Philadelphia's defense. They're a top 5 defense. Now, are they good as Seattle? No, they're not as good as Seattle. But are they good? Yes. Vic Fangio is the defensive coordinator for the Eagles. Yep. So, fun fact: Kyle Shanahan. And I hope I still have this up here. Yes, Kyle Shanahan has faced Vic Fangio defenses 4 times in his career.
Okay.
In that time, his teams have scored 11 points, 6 points, 15 points, and 9 points. That doesn't look good. Okay. Here's another variable to look at. Trent Williams didn't practice today. Ricky Pearsall didn't practice today, which was a major reason why they lost to the Seahawks. Because Brock Purdy almost got put out for the season in the fourth quarter of the Seahawks game because of the backup left tackle letting somebody just come on through there and do what he want to do. So We don't know if Trent Williams is going to play. We don't know if Ricky Pearsall is going to play. And right now, it doesn't look like the Niners got enough offensive firepower to match up with that defense that was already giving Kyle Shanahan fits when he's seen that defense. Coupled with the fact that the Eagles are at home and those rabid the fans in Philadelphia remind. Have you ever seen Spartacus, the show Spartacus, when they be fighting in the arena and the people just be losing their mind in the stands and in the arena? That's Philly fans. Them people are sick.
Yeah, they are.
Those some strange people. So you're dealing with that. I just honestly, as much as I love my team, I do not see them winning this game. It would be a miracle if they pull this off. I'm gonna tell you right now, stamp Kyle Shanahan Coach of the Year if they pull this off. The Niners already playing with house money, because if you think about it, before the season started, nobody had the Niners in the playoffs. Nobody did. None of the big wigs did, but nobody had the Niners in the playoffs. You're 12-5 with a team that nobody thought you would have in the playoffs, decimated by injuries, but you're still 12-5. You were playing for the 1 seed last week when most people didn't even have you in the playoffs. So their season is a success regardless of what happens on Sunday, because they exceeded what people thought they were going to be. But I think this is where the ride ends, because you can only plug up that tire with bubble gum for so long. Robert Saleh is a great defensive coordinator. Kyle Shanahan has been coaching his butt off, but you can only do so much when stuff keep falling apart and you keep taping it together and bubble gumming and stapling it, and it's going to eventually fall apart. And I think this is where it happens. And if it doesn't happen this week, I think it'll happen in the divisional round. So yeah, I got the Eagles over the Niners. Hopefully the Niners can do enough to make it respectable. Again, I want to say for the record, the Niners were healthy. They dog walked the Eagles because the Eagles' offense is suspect. The play calling is very suspect for the Eagles' offense, and I think the Niners' offense could find a way to circumvent that defense if they were completely healthy. But it's all about health. It's not even about skill anymore. I think the better coaching staff, collectively, the better coaching staff is the Niners coaching staff. I mean,
definitely.
Vic Fangio's a legend. Don't get me wrong. But overall, if you look at the entire Eagles coaching staff and put them against the entire Niners coaching staff,
yeah,
they have a better coaching staff. But they got the dogs that are healthy. I think the only person that may not play in this game is Lane Johnson. But the Niners can't even take advantage of that because they don't have a pass rusher. So again, if they find a way to pull this off, which I don't see, you got to give Coach of the Year to Shanahan. You have to. There's no, you can't.
Remember the voting stops after the regular season.
Yeah, but I mean that just rubber stamps it. I mean, we voted for him, but after this, because one, you will have dethroned the defending Super Bowl champs at home. That's saying a lot. But yeah, I got Eagles over Niners for that.
Okay.
This is gonna be a good one. Chargers at the Patriots. It's gonna be a good game.
It's gonna be good.
Yeah. But I'm gonna tell you what. You got two really good head coaches.
Yes.
And Mike Vrabel and Jim Harbaugh, we always call him a program flipper. Because wherever he goes, wherever Jim Harbaugh goes, that program's not good. By the time he's done with it, they doing stuff that ain't nobody saw coming.
Exactly.
And the Chargers are playing really inspired football. That's what he does. He's a leader of men. But hey man, this Drake May Justin Herbert showdown is gonna be something special.
Yes, it will.
But the caveat, and this is why I'm picking the Patriots. The Patriots got they have a healthier offensive line.
Yes.
And I think that's going to be the determining factor in this game.
Yes.
That again, you sticking bubble gum and stapling stuff and duct taping it. That offensive line for the Chargers, I don't think is playoff ready.
Almost glue.
Yeah, I don't think they're ready for the playoff. That particular offensive line. It's gonna be problems. I'm like Justin Herbert's already got injured non-throwing hand. I think they're gonna make life rough for him. I think Rabel's gonna dial up some stuff that's gonna really make life rough for him.
Definitely.
And I think Christian Gonzalez, he puts clamps down on Johnston. It's a lot of like non-household names on that Patriots defense that are playing really well. And I think they get the win in this, but I think it's still gonna be a good game. I don't think Justin gonna go away quietly. They're gonna play some good football. Amarion Hampton may not play in this game. That's a big part of it too. So it's coming down to health, really.
Yes, it is.
I would love to have seen a healthy Chargers team playing a healthy Patriots team in this game. Then we might have to have a different conversation. But right now, the Patriots are at home and they got health on that side, momentum on that side. The kid who I think is the MVP of the league, and Drake May on that side.
Definitely.
So, yeah, I got the Patriots over the Chargers. Last game, the Texans are going to travel to Pittsburgh. And when you travel, you got to bring your running game
and your defense.
And one of the things that the Texans do have is a defense. Yeah, I think the Texans win this one on the road. I'm not impressed with the Steelers. The Steelers got away. They snuck into the playoffs just because Tyler Lue missed a field goal.
Houston plays straight up defense. And what I mean by straight up defense is, what they're going to do every single down. They're going to line up in wide nine, get after you. They're going to put your offense in the cage. They run.
Secondary is going to clamp you down.
But it's not just clamping down. It's the fact that they don't really run too many coverages. They don't really disguise too much. They show you everything. They show you who you are.
The KISS method. Keep it simple, stupid.
And you talking about keep it simple. They really keep it simple. And allows their defense to fly around the field, make plays. They play straight up defense. They don't really blitz. They don't do a lot of line stunts on defense.
When you can put on that kind of pressure with 4, you don't need to blitz. That's what that Seattle has going for them. They can apply pressure rushing 4. They don't need to blitz.
And that's the thing with Houston, man. They just like I said, what you see is what you get. What you see is what you get. They don't change a whole lot of stuff, but they have the horses, the dogs to make stuff happen. DNs, D tackles, linebackers. I know everybody like to talk about Aziz Ashia, and rightfully so.
But
hey, listen,
those guys.
When he came out, I liked him. I liked him in linebacker when he came out.
Yeah, I mean, literally, he plays like his name. He flies. EJP flies all over the place.
Derek Stingley, Jalen Petrie, those guys, man, they are great at what they do, man. They are great. Houston fans enjoy it because this is the moment and the time to just enjoy that defense, man. Because stuff like that only happens about 2 to 4 years, and I think it's been about 2 or 3 already. So just enjoy it, Houston fans. Just enjoy it.
Yeah, I think the only question in this game will be how CJ Stroud does against Pittsburgh, who has a good defense.
Yeah.
He's going to have to play over his head in this game just to keep pace. He doesn't have to be spectacular.
No, he doesn't.
Just be smart. Because if he's smart, you got a defense that's good enough to get this ball back. Derek Stingley on DK Metcalf. I'm taking Derek Stingley all day.
Yeah, that's money.
So and then you can roll coverage. You can put Stingley on, or you can put Stingley on whoever the second receiver is, like Valdez Scantling, and then roll coverage over to DK.
Yep.
Another way to look at it, but I just don't feel like Aaron Rodgers is going to be out there just slinging it all over the yard.
No, he's not. No.
And I think he's going to be running for his life. And the problem is he's not as spry anymore, so he can't be running all over the place away from that pass rush. So, Danielle Hunter and Will Anderson are just straight up monsters. And so, yeah, I got the Texans. So to recap, the teams going to the divisional round next week. The Rams, the Bears, the Jaguars, the Eagles, the Patriots, and the Texans.
Okay, there you have it.
Yeah.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, thank you for coming back for another week of Just a Fan podcast. We'll be live again next week as the wild card round will be finished and the division round will be up next. We will see if any head coaches have been hired. But you never know. And you never know what other breaking news might happen. We have some coordinators get fired. Kansas City Chiefs wide receiver Rashid Rice seems to be in trouble again. We'll see what happens with that.
You know, I'm gonna wait till all the facts come out, but I'll be like, I'm kind of like when Jalen Petrie folded him like fresh laundry in that game. I didn't feel too bad because now he knew what it felt like to be in a high speed collision and not knowing what happened. I'm just saying.
Man, you know what?
Jared, come back to the Marco group, man. We miss you in there.
Thank you, Donald.
Thank you, Donald Ray.
And Brick.
All right, Brick. Bang bang. We're gonna get right next year, man. We gotta get it healthy.
but Kansas City got some stuff to do because Andy Reid has 4 more years on that contract, but that's a whole different topic.
That's a whole nother show.
Yeah.
That is a whole nother show. We'll cover that in the off season.
But like I said, we'll be back next Wednesday. Right now, we're live on YouTube, Facebook, and Twitch. Please don't forget to subscribe. Hit the bell, put it on all. Share it with somebody you know who loves football.
We need subs, folks. We're trying to get over. Right now the first goal is trying to get to
500. Yeah, thank you, Eric James.
Thank you.
Because we are at where are we at now?
It's like 380 something.
380 something. Okay. Well, anyway,
384, I believe. Yeah.
Oh, all right. Yeah. So anyway, let's close it out. Oh, and by the way, you can follow us on IG, TikTok, Twitter, and Facebook. Okay.
We got to get more active on our TikTok page.
Yeah, we really do. Really do. We've been slacking real bad. Anyway, Coach Williams, NFL Encyclopedia, Wildcat quarterback that runs this thing, future Hall of Famer. That direction, panel 316, the good guy with a black hat, and he has shown you tonight that is, even though it's a new year,
ain't nothing changed, baby.
Still the same.
Ain't nothing changed. I'm still here to raise hell.
Ain't nothing changed. That's what Bone Thugs and Harmony said on the Auto War album. Ain't nothing changed. He is who he is. Matter of fact, you know what? It's fitting that you live in Houston, man, because that defense, they are who they are, and you are who you are.
Ain't nothing changed, baby.
Ain't nothing changed. All right. So, Seahawks OC Clint Kubiak and Dolphins DC Anthony Weaver both are in the mix for several head coaching jobs. Well, we'll see what happens. We're gonna wait till the hires are official before we really start talking about
something goes down this week. You're gonna hear about it Wednesday on Just a Fan podcast.
That's right. All right, y'all. Good night. Peace out.